cunts, don't forget to click the subscribe button. I've only gained 5 pounds so far in the seminar. I think it's going to be a light week. Normally I'm good for 8 to 10. That's the difference between what I eat this here and what my normal diet is. 0.6 a day. If I don't watch myself, a pound a day. Nothing. I mean, literally. 1,400 calories a day. Sally and I fast twice a week. And we intermittent fast all the rest of the week. You have no idea when you get older the difference in the calorie burn off. You kids, he can relate a little. But you have no fucking idea. Josh is going to be fat someday.
When I lost 70 pounds, I went to 1,100 calories a day, so between 900 and 1,100 calories a day. And it was but you get used to it.
Yeah, and then our, we have 6 500 calorie a day a month, Sally and I, 6 500 calories a day. It's just, but that's not why my bloods are like a 30-year-old. That has nothing, because when I weighed 287, my bloods were perfect. I just have good genes. I mean, you know, and some of you parents, some of you got shitty genes. You know who's got shitty genes. I mean,
Chinese.
Well, no. I mean, so some of the Asian people live forever. I mean, fuck. You know, I'm not so sure it'll be you guys, you Asians in the room, but when I was in China 10, 11 years ago with the sovereign fund of Hunan province, they took me to places where I met a lot of Chinese elderly people. There were 100, a couple of old guys didn't know how old they were. In the villages, they didn't know how old they were. And but their kids, their grandkids, great-grandkids were there. Well, we don't know, you know. We remember the big war they're talking about was World War I. You know.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Ty.
Merry Christmas. Shit, you look more like Ty.
Where's your Lamborghinis?
Yes. Just outside.
Is this outside?
So you fast 1 day per week, you said? You fast 1 day per week?
2 days a week.
2 days in a week?
There's 7 days in a week.
So you don't literally eat nothing
No.
for 2 days?
And I don't lose weight.
It's actually easier to eat nothing than it is to
Yep.
keep calories low.
Yep.
Just don't eat for 2 days.
But no, we don't do it in a row. But at one time when we lived in Asia, I fasted, I think 8 days once.
Yes.
Nothing.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, but after about the third day, I got dizzy on the fourth day a little. But after the third day, your stomach is just down to nothing. No, I don't know, nothing, but almost nothing. It's shrunk up. And then when you eat something, I mean, you feel bloated to even sick. But I've tried everything known to man about weight. I've lost an easy 50,000 pounds in my life. Easy. No, but youth is wasted on the young. You guys, you kids don't know it yet, but and some of you you've dodged. You know, we don't. We had a gangbanger that had been shot a few times and shit, and so he thought he dodged bullets. I said, wait 20 years from now, when you're fat as a tub of shit, then you'll wish maybe one of those bullets put you out of your misery. But I mean, you look at Oprah Winfrey, nice gal, arguably the greatest female entrepreneur of all time, yada, 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 right? She has lost probably 200,000 pounds in her lifetime. And when my mom passed away here in 2003, on the 21st of December, 24th of December, last night, she said, "I'm sorry, but I'm leaving you with my fat genes." Because she considered herself fat. She weighed 108 pounds when she died. So she wasn't fat, but in her head, she was fat. In her head, she had dark complexion. She didn't. But in her head, and in your head, some of you, most of you, not all of you, came here with poor genes. Focus, you understand? Verstehen? Got that? You came with poor genes. Meaning, it's okay to be poor. Rich kids that have come through here, we had a guy come through in 96. He was the great-great-great-grandchild, bastard child to a pope of the church. He was born with rich genes. He lived in a house that had 300 rooms, 80 or 90 bedrooms, about 100 kilometers outside of Rome. It's one of the things that the Catholic Church owns, that they hide people. I don't know if they hide, but that's where he was raised. And he said, "You got a nice little place here, Mr. Peña." That's a direct quote. "You got a nice little place." And he stayed in the room you're staying in, Dan. Well, he says, "Yeah, this is, nice servant's room." And it's hardly a servant's room, but his whole social economic milieu, his perspective, the way he framed things was 180 degrees different than anybody else. He's the only guy that's come through here that was like that. But he had rich genes for generations in him. Plus, he was the great whatever of a pope, and the pope's supposed to be, descended, all that shit, So he thought his shit didn't smell. And he knew his shit didn't smell. He didn't think it. Not fast forward, just flip that 180 degrees, and that's most people that come here. Not in this group, I don't believe. Can't recall. We've had moms that scrub toilets. We've had guys that, there's nothing, it's an honorable job. Working is better than not, in my judgment. Working at something is better than not working at all. And we've had some pretty poverty-stricken kids come through here. And I think I told you a couple seminars ago on YouTube, Sal and I have been arguing for decades about who is poorest, her or me, the way we were raised. We finally came to a kind of a decision. And the decision was made to have harmony in my marriage, not because I really believe it, that she was poorer than me. But rather than me argue with her for another 20, 30 years, "Yeah, honey, you were poorer than me." Sally had a gerbil. You know what a gerbil is? Like a rat. That was her pet. She had a gerbil. With a leash. Little teeny fucking. Okay. She lived in a caravan. A mobile home, basically. About this big. About this big. And her mother tells me she can't possibly remember that caravan. And Sally can tell you the color of the drapes in the caravan, the sheets, the color of the dirty carpet. And she remembers that shit. And so most of you in this room, maybe not living in a caravan, you should have been in a caravan, Hunter, but I'm not sure. And when I'm in the South, I say, we were so poor we had a possum for a dog. Now see, Hunter laughs. See, in the South, that gets a laugh. We didn't get 2 smiles in here, but when you say that in the South, obviously, because possums are, anyway, I don't have to explain it. Hunter, you tell him during the break why it's funny. But It's tough to shake poor genes. And that's why it's so hard, not impossible, but so damn tough to break the poverty cycle. And that's why in East LA, where I come from, it's still mainly Mexican Americans. It started their second or third generation from illegal aliens, not illegals that came, not those aliens, illegals that came into the United States across the border. And when I tell the story, and it's a true story, my grandmother and my mother in 1924, they didn't swim because the Rio Grande River was lower then. They walked across the Rio Grande River as illegals into Texas in 1924. And so I'm first generation Mexican. And and $7 will buy you a coffee latte in New York. It doesn't mean shit. But in the Hispanic community, it means something. I don't know why. As a Mexican, I don't know why it means a fucking thing. We got some Latinos in the room. Why? Just because I'm first generation Mexican and I got to be super rich on some standards. Not Zuckerberg rich, but pretty well off because that's all we've got. And in 1983, when I was on the front page of the LA Times, that article up there, The New Breed, the Super Wealthy Latinos, I was worth approximately $50 million. And I was supposedly the richest Mexican in the United States at the time. And I said, which they cut out of the article, if I'm the best we fucking got, which I've already said, we're in big fucking trouble. Well, today you can count Mexicans with $50 million on two hands, I think, in the United States. Two hands, maybe. Now, if you throw in Cubans and some other, other Latin extractions, maybe you got 4 hands, 5 hands. But poor genes, and what we're doing here is we can't eliminate your poor genes. I like to cut them out of you, like a surgeon. That's you can't do that. We're replacing the thought process through affirmations, and I haven't forgot. Where's Ty? I haven't forgot about your affirmations, Ty. Okay. Panty and on Ty again. Panty and on Ty. Smile, Ty. Okay.
Say he's in the garage.
Yeah. Where's your Ferrari, Ty?
Is this outside? Who's spending?
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear it. Because it's tough. It's tough to shake. It's tough to shake. Today is Christmas. Merry Christmas, Happy holidays, whatever. Belated Happy Hanukkah. Yeah, belated Happy Hanukkah. But all that doesn't mean the fuck. In the last 4 or 5 days, I only get about 30 emails maximum a day, unless you're giving me reports. 25, 30 emails is a big fucking day for me. Some of you in this room get hundreds of emails. Marcus, you're doing something wrong.
I know. I wrote that down yesterday.
Okay. And but now I got 2 emails last night. Holidays. Even, the business deals that we're working on haven't slowed down just because it was the 24th yesterday. But we don't want. I know how they're thinking. We don't want to bother Mr. Peña over the holidays, and that's how come deals don't get done in the 11th hour. Because it's been ingrained in us. Any questions today? What's our schedule today?
You'll be watching Marcus Bowers.
Oh yeah, Marcus Bauer this morning.
And then we'll do the group photo before you guys break.
Okay. And we'll continue to go through cases, and then tonight is the early dinner and Christmas presents.
7 is drinks.
Wow.
And then
Yeah, Christmas presents for all of you. I tell Sally we shouldn't give them shit. Cuts in our margin. It's the truth. I mean, they didn't, but back in the old days when you were rich, it was a sign of wealth if you were fat. And I don't know about China, but I know in the Philippines, overweight people are considered wealthy. And there are not that many overweight people in the Philippines because not too many people can afford the food. And when we were in Rwanda, I asked, you might have heard me say this on YouTube, I asked one of our bodyguards, his name was Bosco, and I said, I haven't seen a fat person here. He says they're on the Rwanda diet. They have to walk 10 miles one way for water every day. And if you're walking 20 miles just to get water, I mean, it's tough to be fat. And I'd like the result of walking 20 miles a day without doing the walking of 20 miles a day. Last night you saw who?
On the second part already.
Maybe South America.
Yeah.
And Carnegie.
Yeah, Laura and Carnegie.
And you know that the QLA model is a ripoff of Carnegie because for different reasons. He didn't like equity because it reduced his ownership. So he leaned on almost totally commercial debt. And so when I figured that out a long, long time ago, and then I modeled it, and I made a lot of acquisitions, and I've been involved in through you guys, literally thousands now. Any questions? We're going to do the affirmations as soon as we get off YouTube. Ty, no, that's what I like. I like an energetic student, and Ty is. So I want to compliment him. And even though he's having to park all his cars outside, I mean, he really wanted to bring him in the room, but he acquiesced and he parked him outside. Tomorrow, I think, is the Bugatti day. Right, Ty?
Yes, Mr. Peña.
Good. Okay, your brother's in here. You're gonna fall over dead here. Okay. Any YouTube? Merry Christmas. See you later.